God your father now.
What's good, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It's your boy, that one and only King Trent in the flesh. Boy named Mark Ingram in the flesh. Lamar Jackson in the flesh. Russell Westbrook in the flesh. Kawhi Leonard in the flesh. Psych, no. You know what it is? It's your boy, the one and only King Trent TV, and I'm back for another video. I'm back to talk about the Clippers offseason moves. But before we get into the Clippers offseason move, I want to wish y'all a happy Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? History has made itself today. Today is history for the black folk out there. And also today is more history because your boy just turned 24 today. Your boy, I just turned 24 today. Today is my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Your boy just turned 24. And guess what? It's a blessing to see 24. I ain't gonna lie. It's a blessing for me to see 24 because a lot of people, real shit, a lot of people don't live up to see 24. A lot of people don't live, they don't even see 20. So it's a good thing that I lived up. I lived here, you know what I'm saying, for 24. I lived on Earth for 24 years, man. So that way, let's get that off to the side. And let's talk about the Clippers offseason moves. Y'all ready? Let's go. So, the Clippers, ladies and gentlemen, the Clippers got a lot of shit to do for this roster. They got a lot of shit to do on this team. They got a lot of stuff they need to take care of. First amount of, you need to extend Tyronn Lue. Stop bullshitting. We gotta stop bullshitting. We gotta extend Tyronn Lue. He earned his money, man. He earned his money. You know what I'm saying? He coached his ass off. You know what I'm saying? He coached his ass off for like 3 years now. For 3 years, he coached his ass off. He got us to the playoffs. He might have missed one playoff game, missed 1 year. Excuse me. He might have missed 1 year of the playoffs, but he also have led the team to the play-in tournament without Kawhi Leonard and Paul George for that whole season. So we got to stop capping on Tyronn Lue. And the second thing, the Clippers offseason, this is going to be a very important Clippers offseason because I think right now this is the last year, honestly opinion, this is probably the last year that we might have a shot at winning a title. This could be the last year, man. This is probably the last year because I ain't going to lie, we don't win a title this year, going to this season and stuff, the Clippers might go down as a failure in history. They might go down as the biggest failure in history. And you think about it, we might have to trade Kawhi Leonard. They might have to trade Kawhi Leonard. They might have to trade Paul George. You know what I'm saying? They might have to open up that new stadium with a bunch of draft picks. I mean, they have to get draft picks and all that. They're going to have to shop out everybody, try to hopefully get draft picks and to start over. So for the Clippers, they might have to blow everything up next offseason if the Clippers don't get shit done this season coming up. But anyway, let's talk about the moves that the Clippers need to make. The Clippers need to make some roster moves. First thing first, re-sign Russell Westbrook. Re-sign Russell Westbrook. Why do I say that? Why do I say that? Russell Westbrook played his ass off. He deserved to stay on this team. He played his ass off for us, man. You know what I'm saying? When Kawhi Leonard went down, the man played his ass off. He almost stole some games. He almost stole 2 games from the Suns by himself. Russell Westbrook almost stole 2 games by himself without Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? Just that it just came out short because we just didn't have the defense. We didn't have our star players out there. And we couldn't hold the fort down. And there's another thing. Get rid of Marcus Morris. Get rid of Nicholas Batum. I'm sorry. Now, I know y'all Nicholas Batum fans of Nicholas Batum, and you be like, why we should get rid of Nicholas Batum? Because he's older. He's really old. You know what I'm saying? He's older now, and in the playoffs, I didn't like what I saw from Nicholas Batum. I'm not gonna lie. I did not like what I saw from Nicholas Batum. He couldn't make a shot. You know what I'm saying? I think this got to do with the older age. You know, it's just about that time he just gotta do something. think his basketball time might be up. You know what I'm saying? And the Clippers gotta go with somebody that's a little younger. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta go get us a younger power forward, and we gotta get us a younger power forward and stuff. Get us some younger depth on that team. We gotta get younger in that power forward position. Definitely gotta get more younger. And I've been hearing that the Clippers are looking at Chris Paul. There's one or two things. There's a good side and there could be a bad thing about this. We're gonna talk about the bad thing first. The bad thing about this is we get Chris Paul, you know what I'm saying? And we don't, now the bad thing is we don't resign, say we don't get Russell Westbrook back, you know what I'm saying? We don't resign Russell Westbrook and we just take on Chris Paul. The bad thing is he's a starter for us, right? The bad thing will be he get close to the playoffs and then the nigga get hurt again. That nigga get hurt again. What you gonna do now? You don't have no point guard. Once Chris Paul go down, we don't have a point guard. So what you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? The man is 38. He get hurt in the playoffs again. What you gonna do? Can't do a damn thing, huh? You can't do a damn thing, huh? So that's why I say the best thing for the Clippers to do if they want Chris Paul, you resign Russell Westbrook as your starter point guard. You get Chris Paul as your backup point guard. You get Chris Paul as the floor general to come off the second unit, and then if you use Chris Paul as the closing lineup point guard, I will use I will use Chris Paul as a closing lineup. I will use Chris Paul as a closing lineup because Chris Paul can set up Kawhi Leonard. He can set up Paul George down the late stretch. You know what I'm saying? Up a game where you need buckets and stuff, and you just need to run the offense real good. Chris Paul can put you in a good spot. Put our star players in a good spot to recede. You know what I'm saying? In a good area. He can set up the offense. He can run point guard. He can do the floor general thing in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, and get us in some good spots where guys can get their shot off and get key buckets. That's probably why I would say if we're gonna take on Chris Paul, we use him as the second guy. You know what I'm saying? Let him come off the bench. I know Chris Paul at this day and age, he's probably not looking to come off the bench, but I'm thinking the best thing for him is to come off the bench, because actually the best thing is for him is to come off the bench, because it saves his body. It will save him from not getting hurt as much. You know what I'm saying? He can still play for a contender, but he can stay in shape. Like, he can pretty much stay healthy throughout the whole season coming off the bench, because he don't get that much time of play. Like, he'll get playing time, yes, but he won't get as much run on the court. And you know what I'm saying? And when it comes to that comes to the playoffs, he won't get hurt. He'll be healthy throughout the playoffs, and that can go a long way for the Clippers. That can definitely go a long way for the Clippers if Chris Paul is healthy, and also if Chris Paul come off the bench and stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm hearing he might not be a six man, because you know I still think Norman Powell is our sixth man, but he could come off the bench to be the seventh man. The seventh man, I'll take that. The seventh man, let's come off the bench as the seventh man, so that means he can run point guard with Norman Powell and you know what I'm saying? He can have Chris Paul and Norman Powell out there. That's your scorer. Have Chris Paul as your floor general setting up the offense and shit. But not even that. Norman Powell. Here's the key thing. Norman Powell can play in your closing lineup too. Norman Powell, we can pick whoever if you want to play in the closing lineup, because they buckets. We just got to figure that out. Tyronn Lue just got to figure out what type of right lineups to put out there throughout a game to close the lineup. But also, if I'm talking about younger small forward, now we talking about power forwards here. The power forwards, if we're going to get younger at power forward, my best bet, like I said, to get rid of Marcus Morris. We gotta get rid of Marcus Morris and Nicholas Batum and get somebody that's fresher with fresher legs. Honestly, I like Robert Covington too. Robert Covington probably our starter power forward. I would take that. I'll definitely take that. Robert Covington's a good D&D guy. He can play defense and he can get you some buckets, but he can definitely play defense. He got good defense. The man, he got shifty hands, man. He can get steals. So I wouldn't mind playing Robert Covington as your starter. But we just gotta get somebody young. And I think this offseason is the day. This offseason, we got to get a younger power forward. The center position is straight. I'm thinking we're going to resign Miles Plumlee and shit. Mason Plumlee, I mean. Is it Miles Plumlee or Mason? It's one of those guys. I think it's Mason Plumlee or Miles Plumlee, one of those two. We gonna sign those guys. We gonna re-sign that guy back because he's a good depth piece for Zubats. You know what I'm saying? But pretty much that's all I really have for the Clippers to do this summer is to get younger at power forward. For one, get younger at power forward. If you're looking at Chris Paul, if you're gonna sign Chris Paul, you sign Chris Paul as your backup point guard instead of your starting point guard, and resign Russell Westbrook as your starter point guard, and have Chris Paul come off the bench to run as your second unit point guard, and also he can play the closing lineup, and he'll be a big key for the closing lineup. Like he can run the closing lineup really good, and he's a better shooter. He's a better shooter than Russell Westbrook, and that's the key thing to do. That'd be a key thing to do because Chris Paul can shoot better than Russell Westbrook. So, and Russell Westbrook can just be a starter. You get, you know what I'm saying, starter. You know what I'm saying, get his points in there. You know what I'm saying, the Clippers can do it, and that's my goal for this for the Clippers off season. And that's all I got for you guys. Have a blessed day. Stay wild, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, my friends. It's your boy, the one and only King Trent TV. Bye.
Open their eyes after hiding from the storm. Try to patch in all this hole, yeah, on my fucking dome. Tired of